Hello and welcome to my video for day 3 of the FIFA 2018 World Cup. We've had 4 games today on Saturday. Started off 11 o'clock this morning with France and Australia. France were hot favourites to beat the Socceroos, and in the end they did, 2-1, but it was a poor performance from the French. I had my doubts about them before the tournament. I don't think Didier Deschamps the right man to be in charge of them, and nothing's really changed my opinion of him so far. Game started, the first goal came VAR. Personally thought they got it wrong. Um, if anything, if there was a foul, and I don't think there was a foul, I think the player knocked it onto the attacker. But if there was a foul, it came. I thought the contact might have been outside the box, was where the incident started, and as they gradually went in, but VAR and the referee decided it was a penalty, gave the penalty to France, and Griezmann scored. A few minutes later, Australia equalised, and then in the end, Pogba supposedly got the goal, but I think it was an OG. Very lucky again. It was sort of seemed to be like a sort of ricochet and went up over the goalkeeper, hit the bar and over the line. Obviously, it was over the line just about, but I thought they were unlucky. Australia, I didn't expect a great deal from them in the tournament, and to be honest, I still don't. But they defended well, and France didn't really look very good. They didn't look like they had very much about them, to be honest. Their front three, Griezmann, Mbappe and Dembele, 3 great players, but in midfield they didn't look like they had anybody that could find them. I tweeted at the time that I think 4-2-3-1 might suit them a bit better. Play Griezmann a wee bit deeper, put Giroud up front. Griezmann, that way, Griezmann's going to be picking the ball up a bit deeper, and he'll have somebody in front of him to make passes to, and to try and fill the space, the run into the spaces, that Drew vacates. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's early days in the tournament, but they have a great squad, but today wasn't good. So we'll see. We'll see where they go from here. Next up was Argentina and Iceland. Similar story. Big team against a smaller team. Everyone sort of favouring one team to win the game, and the wee team defending well, playing really, really well. And in the end, they managed to hold on for their point, one each. I don't think it was anything less than Iceland deserved, to be honest. I thought they played really well, defended very well. They had a clear game plan, and Argentina had a plan that failed, and they never done anything about it, or didn't do enough about it. They're very predictable. Obviously, you have Lionel Messi. You've got the best player in the world, so obviously you're going to try and do things around him. But the rest of the players just offered very little. To me, it sort of seemed the idea was to get the ball to Messi, and then everything just kind of stopped. It was like, right, see what he can do. Where if you've got other players around him that are taking players on, that sort of thing will create room for him, because defenders didn't have to worry about him. But any time he got the ball, 2-3 defenders around him, and he just didn't have the opportunities to do anything, and get crowded out of the game. The one time that one of the players really did make a good run for him, they ended up winning the penalty, and obviously Messi made a mess of it, as he tends to do with penalties for whatever reason. Obviously, I don't know. He seems to be, you can trust him more from 25 yards than 12 yards. I don't know why he just doesn't hit the ball as hard as he can and as low as he can. Goalkeepers have no chance. He's no baller hitting 50-60 yard passes, and could land them and pick the blade of grass that he wants to put them on. But he doesn't seem to be able to score from 12 yards for whatever reason. So frustrating day for Argentina. But I do think that Iceland were fully deserving of the point. As I say, they set out their game plan was to basically make the game, like they basically took 10 yards on either wing and just disregarded it, played the game inside a space that they felt that they could defend, and they done it successfully. It's a tactic I've seen teams deploy on before. Aguero as a striker up against 2 massive centre backs was never going to win the aerial ball. So Iceland were happy to concede the wings to Argentina, and Argentina weren't really doing very much with them, to be honest. It sort of seemed that get the ball out, and any time nobody wanted to go to the byline, nobody wanted to do anything. All they wanted to do was to look around, try and find Messi, and then it just all kind of, he was either crowded out or he was able just to lay off a pass, and then the same sort of scenario started again. But I think Argentina, genuinely think they could be in trouble if they don't sort things out very quickly. They've got Croatia on, I think, I'll just check here my schedule, my fixtures. It's Thursday night, 7 p.m. And Croatia's no mugs. That'll not be an easy game for them, and they really need to get their campaign started, because otherwise they're going home, and it's a tough group. But we'll see how they go from now on. Obviously, Iceland will play Nigeria next, so another interesting game coming up for them. Back to Group C then for the third game. We seem to go C D today. Back to Group C, and the other game then was between Peru and Denmark, which I always felt was probably going to be a game that was going to decide who finished runners up in this group, the France. I still think that's probably the case. Although I would definitely say Peru were the better team, but lost the game. They were really exciting to watch. There's a lot of skillful players. The right winger, was it Carrillo, I think his name was. It's very, very lively. A lot of pace, a lot of tricks. Tortured the Danes the whole game, but just kind of final ball or a good save, good block cost Peru. And obviously whenever Denmark got their opportunity, they took it. It was a good goal from Poulsen. He took it very well. But Peru, I thought, were the better side. They could still obviously beat Australia, but I think their next game is against France. We'll just double check that one as well. Yeah, it's Thursday as well, France and Peru. So Peru really need to get something off France, or else essentially they could be out. If France beat them and Denmark beat Australia, then both teams are out. So Peru and Australia are out. So Peru need something off France. They deserve something today. I expect France to be better than what they were today, but you don't know. They might be able to get something. Obviously, based on the performance today, they look like a good team, and an unlucky team who should have done better, should have got a result. But some good saves, some good defending. Credit to Denmark. They done what they obviously set out to do. Defended well, got their opportunity, took their opportunity. So you can't knock that. It's one way of playing the game, and it was a successful way for them to play the game today. The fourth and final game of the day was Croatia and Nigeria. I fancied Croatia to win this one. They did win it 2-0, but again, unconvincing. They weren't great. I don't think Nigeria is a good team. I didn't think Nigeria were a good team. I saw very little from them tonight to change that mind. But Croatia made it difficult. Sometimes the first game can be a bit tight, so we'll probably not try not to criticise teams too much. Obviously they won 2-0, so that they probably don't care about how they performed, but for the talent of players that they have, I felt they could do better. In the end, obviously Modric got a penalty, they get an own goal. It was a bit fortunate, but it's a good win for them. 2-0 goes into the Argentina game now. They know that no matter what happens, they're still going to be in the race for a place in the last 16 with their game against Iceland still to come. Those two teams have met a few times in qualifiers recently, so that should be a good game. But job done, I suppose, for them. And Nigeria, as I say, they have to get something off Iceland now. I honestly don't know. I think Iceland might beat them. I don't really think there's very much about that Nigerian team, to be honest. And I think Iceland might be able to beat them in that game. But again, we'll see. We'll see how that goes when the time comes, and tomorrow as well. Then, so we've got another, not 4 games tomorrow, unfortunately, but we've another 3. So it should be an entertaining enough day. We start off. Just check the order of these games. I think it's Serbia first, then Brazil, then Germany. No, Serbia, Costa Rica and Serbia first. Germany, Mexico next, and Brazil and Switzerland. So Costa Rica and Serbia is a game. I think in that group, Brazil looked to be the team to beat. And then there's probably not a lot between Costa Rica, Serbia and Switzerland. So they're all kind of playing for second behind Brazil. Makes it a big game for Costa Rica and Serbia. kind of just strikes me as a kind of game that's got draw written all over it. Both teams will probably come out not want to lose, content to take a point. Costa Rica obviously done well 4 years ago, got to the quarterfinals. Serbia, up and coming young team. So it should actually be a good game. Probably the worst game tomorrow, but in terms of star names and ones that people really really want to watch, but it should still be a good game and an important game for both teams because, as I say, there's a bit of a sort of three-way tie there between Switzerland, Serbia, and Costa Rica as to who's going to finish second in that group. So it should be entertaining. It should be tight. But as I say, I think it probably will finish a draw. Germany, Mexico. That's a great game. That's a very good game for a group stage game. An important game as well. Everyone will probably fancy Germany to go through that group, and rightfully so. They're the defending world champions, and whenever it gets to the World Cup, Germany turn up. So they probably will go through it. Mexico are consistent. Last 16, I think, every tournament since 1994, if I'm not mistaken. So they just always seem to get through the groups, do enough to get through the groups, and then just crash out at the first opportunity once it gets to the knockouts. But it's a tight game. I think probably Germany and Mexico should be the two that go through that group, but you just don't know, because obviously then South Korea or Sweden, if Mexico lose this one and then somebody gets the opportunity to take advantage of it, and then suddenly Mexico, they're one game down, 0 points, and they desperately need something from the next games, and the pressure on, a draw might not be enough for them. So you never know. But it should be a good game. I think it's a 4 o'clock game tomorrow, so it's one that we should all certainly strive to watch, and certainly it'll be very important for both teams. Although I do think Germany will probably just edge it, but with it being an opening game, the Mexicans might get a point, but I just think Germany will be too strong in the end. The final game tomorrow then is Brazil and Switzerland. I think I have to go for Brazil here. They've since Tite's come in, they've been brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing. Obviously this is their first time in the World Cup since 7-1 happened. Some of the guys are still around, most of them aren't, but it's going to obviously be a big game for them. Switzerland's not a great side. Switzerland are kind of one of them teams. You don't really know what you're going to like. They're always there, but they never really flatter or do a great deal whenever they do get there. So it's a big game for them, obviously, to be taking on Brazil. But I would imagine they'll probably be looking at this game and thinking it's probably a bridge too far for them, and that their games are going to be the important ones against Serbia and Costa Rica. So I think Brazil will win. But again, first game, you don't know, but I think probably Brazil will win by a goal, maybe 2 goals, maybe 2-0, 3-1 sort of a thing. And that'll be everything for tomorrow then. So at the minute, we've seen half of the teams that are in the tournament. 16 teams so far. I think so far, obviously, Spain and Portugal were quality. Those two were very good. Russia obviously had a great performance, but it was against Saudi Arabia, and we'll probably see just how good Russia are, or how good Saudi Arabia are as the tournament progresses. I tend to think Saudi Arabia is probably worse than what Russia are good, but home advantage. So obviously that's a big thing for Russia, and they'll have all the support. So see how they progress. Argentina, as I say, didn't impress me. France didn't impress me. Spain and Portugal were certainly probably the two best teams we've seen so far. They got a point apiece. They both comfortably look like they'll probably beat Morocco and Iran. So we'll see how it goes. But we're kicking off then into the second half tomorrow. So let's just have a wee quick flick. So we've got Brazil, Germany, Belgium, England. I don't expect much from England, but they're one of the bigger names in the tournament. Yeah, and then that Group H, Colombia and Poland's a bigger name. So we've still got certainly Brazil and Germany to watch, and obviously a lot of people will think Belgium might have a chance this year. Personally, I'm on record as saying I think Roberto Martinez is a bit of a clown, so I don't think he's going to take them as far as they should go. But again, we'll see how it happens as it progresses. But we'll we'll watch those games tomorrow then. So we've got, as I said, Costa Rica versus Serbia, 1 o'clock. Germany versus Mexico at 4. And Brazil versus Switzerland at 7. So enjoy the football. Hopefully you enjoyed the games today. And hopefully we'll get another couple of good games tomorrow. And hopefully maybe Germany or Brazil will give us something to get excited about. Thanks for watching, and as usual, add any comments and any questions you want to go for. So thank you.